I want to move on to the third topic of the show. This one's a good one. And of course, I got to give credit where credit is due. I pulled this from GPT Gaming News. They actually, well, they're followed by quite a few people. They have almost 67,000 followers. A Game Pass tracker show they have, or GamePassTracker.com. I use them all the time. Well, they posted something the other day that has me as a zombie fan, as a State of Decay fan, and as a fan of the Coalition, of course, because of Unreal Engine 5, i.e., Mr. Umber himself, and, well, Obsidian. I'm fans of everybody involved in this story. I'm fans of the poster, which, of course, is Game Pass Tracker, and I'm fans of these 3 first-party studios that have been confirmed to be working together on State of Decay 3. And what's interesting is, besides the Coalition stepping in to help with the visuals, to show how to use Unreal Engine 5 to its best of ability, well, we know the game's a looker based on people still to this day saying that what we saw in June wasn't actual gameplay. Well, it was gameplay, folks. That has been confirmed. That game looks stunning. Where the rubber hits the road, Jamie, is the fact that Obsidian is also helping with State of Decay 3 development. And what are they doing exactly? And this has me incredibly excited, because one of the things that makes State of Decay a unique game is it is a world-building type of game that you can invite people in and play with. It is a zombie or post-apocalyptic zombie survival game. You gotta hunt for supplies. You gotta clean up towns. You gotta get towns back. You gotta clean out nests. It's a lot of work. It's scary, especially at night. You know, you're crouched down. You're hoping that you don't get killed because you've already rolled this character for 30 hours, and the last thing you want to do is have this character get killed and turn into a zombie, and you lose all your stuff. Well, reportedly, Obsidian is working on the co-op for State of Decay 3, bringing the ability to share the worlds with your friends and have a fully functioning and realized co-op experience. We've also heard, Jamie, that they are going to bring some of the tech that they used for Grounded to make this a thing. Let's get your hot take on the fact that we're starting to see more studios working closely with one another, and Obsidian with the Grounded tech helping with what already looks like an amazing game in State of Decay 3. I'm super stoked for this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so to have developers working together and like teaching each other different techniques and how to get like co-op working, for instance, like it works perfectly fine and Grounded. Everyone shares the same world. It's seamless. It's not buggy or anything like that. With State of Decay, you kind of just have one person hosting the world and the other person is just there. And it's not that Walking Dead shared experience people have been wanting. But with this third game, with a full shared world, maybe it's stored on a server or something, like people are going to be able to have that. And I think that's been the number one most requested thing for State of Decay for years now. Obsidian clearly know what they're doing, and the fact that the Coalition have also worked with the State of Decay team to get the third person shooter combat correct, because the combat in 2 and 1 I thought was pretty good, but to have the Coalition to help with that as well, it's just to see these studios work together. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of Microsoft having all these studios under one umbrella. They can actually teach each other things, help each other out, and I think it's going to be one of those things where we're going to see less issues and things like co-op and optimization with games going forward across all these different games, because you have so many different studios using the same tech with Unreal Engine 5.
Yep.
And, the co-op thing alone, that's going to be huge, because when Grounded first came out in early access, that was actually a huge streaming game. People were playing co-op, people were loving it and all that stuff. But with State of Decay, if you have full seamless co-op for the whole game, that's going to be a big streaming game. Zombie survival game, co-op open world. Like, that's the kind of thing that's huge on Twitch, or could be huge on Twitch. And I think that's something Microsoft really wants, is a game that really pops off on Twitch like that. So I think it's really good news. Obsidian clearly knew what they were doing when it came to co-op and Grounded, because I've never had any issues with Grounded. So yeah, it's good. I love hearing this news. And State of Decay is clearly in good hands. The first game, indie game, second game, AA game, and this is a full AAA game. It has gorgeous visuals. Third-person shooter combat looks excellent. So, like, co-op is all you really need fixed. And if they have more story elements in there, it looks like State of Decay 3 is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it's going to be something special. I think that what we're seeing happen in front of us is an evolution, if you will. This was a arcade game that came out for Xbox on Xbox Live Arcade, and it was a small budgeted, small team game, and somehow it worked. 2 came out. It was a AA game. It did not launch great. Right, it had a lot of the tethering issues where you couldn't go too far. Some of the stuff didn't work, and that game has consistently got so much support, it's ridiculous, and it is considered a gas game. And I would imagine that they're going to really drive that point home with the next Inception, which of course is State of Decay 3. Now, Umbra, obviously for you, the most exciting part is, well, it's Unreal Engine 5. So there you are.
Yes, sir.
You were excited for that. You were excited for the fact that the Coalition is helping with the shooting mechanics. They're helping with the engine building. But to hear that Obsidian, another AAA monster studio that has nothing to sneeze at, is helping and bringing their grounded tech in it to assist with the multiplayer aspect of it and the co-op aspect of it, this sounds like a winner already. Let's get your thoughts.
Yes, winner, chicken dinner. I have to agree. And no, for me, I have never played any of. Well, okay, I'll take that back. I played a bit of part 1, just a small bit. I didn't put much time into it, so I don't consider it really playing it. Part 2, I never played. I always wanted to, but I had other games to get to, and then I felt like it was kind of daunting to get into it. And then they say, hey, we got part 3. It's going to use Unreal Engine 5. Well, you had my curiosity. Now you have my interest. So I love everything I'm hearing about this, and what we saw at the showcase in June. So for me, this is a beautiful thing because you want to see more, and we've talked about this for many times. And yes, Prince Green, I know it's on Game Pass, and I will eventually get to it. The problem is I just have too many games to play, Prince Green. That's the problem. I think it's a beautiful problem, but it's a problem nonetheless with Xbox. You just got an abundance, especially if you're a subscriber. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Off topic. It always cracks me up when I see a real live steak cooking in Dragon's Dogma.
I tell you, man, it's mouthwatering for sure.
Yes, it's always just I look at him like, oh, that steak looking mighty fine right there. But anyway, getting back on topic, I'm excited for the possibilities of this for a lot of reasons. And one of the things was that we talked about many times on different podcasts, Microsoft having so many studios that they should have their studios working together to better help other development issues or possible development in other studios. This right here seems to be the case, and not seems to be the case, is the case. We got the Coalition, like you pointed out, which is going to help them with obviously with the aiming and shooting, whatever mechanics, and Unreal Engine implementation, I would imagine. And then you have Obsidian helping them out. Grounded was excellent. I played a bunch of Grounded actually. Now, listen, I'm black, so when I see the bushes moving, which was really the grass, I ran away. I'm going to tell you right now. Risky will tell you. I left him, Doom Cutie, Pete. I left them all behind.
You thought it was a spider? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. My spider sense was literally tingling, and it was a spider, and it ate them up. I tried to tell them, they didn't listen to me. Hey, see, listen, you all have seen horror movies, and I've seen enough to know, like, hey, don't go that way. And if you keep going that way, I'm going to go the other way, and that's it for you. I'm not going to go back. Oh, let me go check. No. You had your chance. So I am hoping that. Oh, I'm hopeful that whatever they did with Grounded, which was it's just a really good game, Grounded. I hope that the next one is really, really good. But going beyond that, it excites me to know that they're going to help them with the co-op parts of this, at least, to really implement that well. I think one of the problems I think people was telling me about State of Decay 2 was the drop in and out aspect and how that worked, and they didn't like it in some cases. I forgot what the exact point they were telling me. In a party, I was discussing this with friends, but I think having quality developers like Obsidian and the coalition help you out can only be a good thing. So this is a positive all across the board. Very excited for this. I hope they take their time. Another thing too with a game like State of Decay is that it's a game that they're going to constantly build on. It'll be a live service. They're going to constantly build on that, add new elements, things of that nature. But what I hope they don't do, and we've said this before, we talked about this before with Halo, for instance, where it hurt them, it hurt 343, is that them moving to live service, they released Infinite with lack of features in some ways, right? Lack of content. I just hope, because like some people will try to go back and say, well, look at Halo, you said it was a 9. It was a 9 at launch. The problem was the follow-up, you see. So I hope with State of Decay 3, they launch it. I said it right. They launch it with a lot of content at the onset. That's what I would say. So I think
they've learned from their mistakes. I think Halo Infinite is going to be both a thorn and a learning tool for how not to do things. And that's why this doesn't even have a release year. Like, it's not coming next year. It's probably releasing in 2026 as they continue to develop for it. And you know what? Because they have so many games, Umbra, there's no reason to rush this out.
That's right. That's the beautiful thing. That's why I said I don't know how you could, just going even back to the last topic, is why I said I don't even really concern myself when people say all that, because I know what the content roadmap looks like. Like, we have something that PlayStation fans can't quite point to. You know what I mean? They can't say, oh, we know the roadmap. Well, we do on Xbox by and large. It's stacked this year, it's stacked next year. And it's probably going to be stacked the year after that, and so on and so forth. And they have so much time to get these things right. So I just hope they give them the time they need to set out with a content-rich game that's polished to the, as they would say, to the nines, I suppose. But having Obsidian on it, I wonder if it's just for any co-op implementation or if it's beyond that. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing we'll find out eventually. But I like everything I'm hearing so far about their development process for this game. Just really excited to see more of it, because from what we did see, it looks gorgeous, obviously being Unreal Engine, but we need to see more of it, obviously, in action, which I'm sure we'll see in the coming year or so. But yeah, excited, man, highly.